Good evening, everyone. All of you, I welcome you to the SST YouTube session. How are you all? Hi, Mridul. Hi, Rajkumar. Hi, Sanjeev, Rumi, Devkant, Parul, Devdeep. All of you. How are you all? How are you all? How are your studies going? Your examinations? Hi, Piyush. Great. Everyone is studying well? Hi, Palak. Hi Anu, welcome to the session. So I welcome all of you again and a very warm evening to all of you. Yes, now we don't have much time. Boards have almost approached. Yes, but some of you are still your pre-boards are going on. So again, I wish you all the best for it. Fine. So whatever mistakes you do in your pre-boards, then you can rectify it for your board examinations. Okay. First Feb, Devdeep, your first Feb is social pre-board. All the best for it. Fine. Ruby, don't be upset. It's okay. Examinations are always the part and parcel of our life. Yes or no? Welcome, all of you. Fine. So, in today's session, we are going to do geography. Okay? Krishna, you're from Foundation Batch. Okay. Hi, Vinay. Fine. So, now let us start off with the session for today. Today we are going to do two chapters from geography. Okay, which are the two chapters that we are going to do? It is your agriculture and it is your minerals and energy resources. Fine. See, Parul, SST is such a subject, where you cannot do selective studies. Fine. You have to give equal importance to all the sub-subjects. Fine. History, geography, civics, economics. See, for civics, economics are such things, you are aware when you read newspapers. You know that something is happening in and around you. It will help you to grasp knowledge about it. Fine? See, never think any subject or any sub-subject to be difficult. If you think history is difficult, you will never love it, will never be able to accept it and study well. Fine. History, see, history is such a subject which gives you knowledge about the past, isn't it? Now, because of that, only we are still present. Yes, because there was a past, it goes on. Yes or no? Now we are in the present. Yes. And then you have your geography. Geography talks about your surroundings. Yes, these things, SST is such a subject that it's interrelated. If you read, you can relate it with your life experiences, what you see around you, what you feel around yourself. Okay, don't think that course is very vast. See, economics is easy. History, only 4 chapters you need to do. Geography is also not that difficult, I would say. Civics, will talk about democracy in details, political parties, etc. If you read it like a story, it will make sense and you will be able to retain it. Underline the important words, when you're reading, make small, small notes. Whatever you study, make a point to revise as well. Okay, fine? Chalo. Now let us start with the session. So first let us look at some of the important topics for both the chapters that we have. Yes, the first one is your agriculture. Fine. So in agriculture, which are some of the important topics that we have? Which are some of the important topics that we have? We have the types of farming. Yes or no? The types of farming that we have. Which are the types of farming? We have primitive subsistence farming. Then we have intensive farming. Yes, and then thirdly we have the commercial farming. So we have 3 types of farming. Then next we have 3 types of cropping season as well. Zaid, Rabi and Kharif. Okay. Then we have the different types of crops. Remember students to be thorough with all the different types of crops. Food crops, okay. crops are grains, then your pulses, maize, tea, coffee, cash crops, sugarcane, cotton, jute, etc. Fine. Where how what soil requirement is needed, then the temperature, then the place where it is being produced. Fine. Remember. Fine. Parul, primitive agriculture means that where you do not use any modern method. Okay, you do not use any modern technique in farming. You use the ancient tools. You are dependent on rainfall, etc. And in primitive subsistence farming is generally in a small area of land you practice farming, and generally it is the this thing, the family members itself. Okay, fine. That is what is primitive subsistence farming. Okay, then we have the different reforms that were taken so that we can boost the agricultural sector with the help of land reforms, technological, and the institutional reforms. Okay, Manya, intensive subsistence farming means that in that same small piece of land, more and more people are working. Okay, here the number of laborers are more, but the area of that land is still small, and you use modern methods of this thing for your production. Okay, fine. So why this happens, because in a small area of land more people are working, is because of disguised unemployment. Okay, inshallah I have already explained what is primitive farming. Fine. Then next we have minerals and energy resources. Minerals and energy resources, the important points are your types of minerals, where they occur. Then we have the ferrous, non-ferrous, we have the rock minerals, how we need to conserve the minerals. Then we have the energy resources. Yes, then we have the conventional and the non-conventional resources. Yes, your food security portion is has been removed. Very correct. Vaishnavi, easy way to remember the characteristics of the crop is you need to make a chart. Okay, you make a chart of it, and then you will easily remember, or at least you can group. Okay, maybe on the basis of the soil, which is the same soil used for different crops. Accordingly, make a chart. Easily, it's not going to be much difficult. Commercial farming means where you do cultivation for only sole motive of profit earning. Okay, for example, plantations, tea plantations, rubber plants, then coffee plantations, etc. Okay, now let us come to the one marker questions that we have. Fine. So the first one marker question we have is the full form of ICAR. What's the full form of ICAR? Who can tell me? ICAR full form? Okay, very good. The full form of ICAR is the Indian Council of Agricultural Research. Okay, fine. The full form of ICAR is Indian Council of Agricultural Research, which undertakes different agricultural researches. Okay, fine. The next we have which is the highest and the best form of coal. Which is the best form of coal or the highest quality of coal that we have? Very good, Vaishnavi. It is the anthracite. Okay, it is the anthracite. And which is the worst one? Which is the worst one? Who can tell me? The worst type of coal is going to be. Come on, I'm waiting. The worst type of coal. Very good. It is peat. Impressive. Okay, fine. Then next we have what is the other name for golden fiber? That is very easy. It is your jute. Because of the color of jute, it is known as the golden fiber. Clear all of you? Yes. And then the last question is, what is an ore? Fine. So ore is what? Ore is the naturally occurring material containing a mixture of the valuable minerals from where we extract the minerals profitably. Okay, what is an ore? An ore is a naturally occurring substance containing mixture of minerals, valuable minerals, which can be extracted. Fine. So we know, isn't it, that ore is a type of material from where we can extract the minerals from them. Yes, we can take it out and use it further. Okay, so these are some of the important one marker questions that we have. Clear, all of you? Yes or no? Clear? Okay. Now let us come to the three marker questions that we have. Fine. So the first three marker question someone have already asked me, isn't it, that talk about the three cropping seasons in India. Okay, which are the three important cropping seasons that we have? I had already mentioned it, that it is your Rabi, Kharif and Zaid. Yes or no? It's your Rabi, Kharif and your Zaid. Now tell me, what how about Rabi crop? Tell me about Rabi crop. Rabi crop, in which months is it sown? Rabi is sown in the months of October to December. Okay, Rabi is sown in the months of October to December and then harvested in the months of April to June. Okay, remember, Rabi, it's sown in the months of winter sea time. Okay, June to August and then harvested in between April to June. Fine. For example, wheat, peas, etc. Next, we have the Kharif crop. Now, Kharif is, when is it sown? It is sown in the months of June to August. Okay, Kharif is sown in the months of June to August and it is harvested in the months of September to October. Okay, it is harvested in the months of September to October. For example, you have rice, maize, etc. Clear, all of you? These are the two important cropping seasons. The third one we have is the Zaid. Okay, what's the third one? It is Zaid cropping season. Now, Zaid is a short cropping season that we have, okay, which is harvested and sown between the Rabi as well as the Kharif crop season. Fine. So crops like the watermelon, mangoes, cucumber, vegetables, etc. are harvested during this time. Fine. So these are the three important cropping seasons that we have. Clear, all of you? Okay. Now let us come to the next question from minerals and energy resources. Do you think solar energy has a bright future in India? Okay, do you think solar energy has a bright future in India? Discuss. What is your take? Come on, tell me. What do y'all feel? That actually solar energy, does it have a bright future or it doesn't have? And do you think it's useful or it's useless? Chayan says that no, it doesn't have a bright future. Others say yes. Chayan, why do you say that it doesn't have a good future in India? Why? Is there any particular reason that you feel? Of course, it has a bright future, isn't it? Yes? Very good. Why does it have a solar energy has a bright future in India? Firstly, because of the climate. Yes, because of the climate. Now, India is a place where we enjoy or experience the tropical climate. Yes or no? And that is why we get the chance of experiencing plenty of sun rays. Yes, now this sun rays will help us to trap the energy. Yes, which we can use to convert it into solar energy. Yes or no? Yes. Then next we have gaining popularity in rural areas. Fine. Now you see that in rural areas still there are places maybe where they do not have electricity, or they are still dependent on natural resources. For example, going and collecting firewood from distant places, making dung cakes. But now, once if you see that solar power plants have been set up, okay, in the rural areas, then the hard labor that they need to intake can be stopped, okay, or else it can be reduced. Fine. And the third one is it conserves the environment. Yes or no? It conserves the environment because it's an environment friendly resource, we can say. Yes. Now you can also save the trees. Yes. And that way also we can conserve our natural environment. Okay? Yes or no? We have seen, isn't it? See, solar energy is such a kind of thing like when you first put a plant, okay, that is going to be expensive. But then the later cost of it, because electricity charges is so less. Fine. The consumption is going to be so less that it will be helpful for you all only. Fine. So that is the reason that we should try. We have seen in metro station parkings, we have seen solar energy. Yes or no? Yes, so solar power plants are there. In hotels we have seen, in schools also we have seen. So actually, it should be made mandatory. At least in big areas, solar plants should be there. Yes, solar panels should be there. Okay, fine. This is the reason we can say that solar energy, if invested, has a bright future in a country in India. And especially regions like Rajasthan, Gujarat have good resources. Okay, very good, Vaishnavi. If you have a rooftop solar power plant, that's very good to know. Fine. Now let us come to the next question. Okay, next question is your 5 marker one. What are the various technological and institutional reforms undertaken in the field of agriculture? Very good, Rumi. Yes, solar energy is to a renewable resource. Right? So, what are some of the? Firstly, tell me why were these reforms undertaken? Why was it necessary to undertake these various reforms in the agricultural sector? So that we can boost production. Okay, that was the reason they wanted new reforms. When reforms are made, you want it to be successful. Yes or no? To support the farmers, to boost the production as well. Fine. Next, technological reforms that we have seen which were undertaken were firstly the green revolution. Very good, Karishma. We have the green revolution. Now this was launched in the 1960s, and we have learned so much about green revolution. Yes or no? Who is the father of green revolution in India? Who can say? Let me see quickly. Father of green revolution in India. Who can tell me? The father is MS. Very good. It is MS Swaminathan. Okay. Now, when Green Revolution was brought into the scenario, there were different techniques that were introduced. Okay. There were irrigation facilities, HYV seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, etc. So as to increase the longevity of the crops as well as to increase the production also. And because of green revolution, we have seen India becoming a self-sufficient nation in terms of food grains. Okay, and it benefited mostly in the northern regions. Okay, for example in Punjab, Haryana, etc. Clear? Okay, then next we have is your white revolution. Okay, now what is the white revolution? Now white revolution means that They wanted to be self sufficient not only in terms of food grains but also in terms of milk production. Okay, so white revolution was launched in 1970s. Fine, and it was one of the largest dairy development program that was implemented. Okay, and it transformed India from a milk deficient nation to the world's largest milk producer. And who is the father of the milk revolution? Very good, Rumi. It is Vergis Kurian. Okay, it is Vergis Kurian. Have you heard about Amul? Have you all heard about Amul or not? Tell me, come on. Yes or no? Who have heard about Amul? Let me see. You all have. Who can tell me the full form of Amul? Do you all know that Amul has a full form or not? Amar, yes. Milk revolution was launched after the white revolution was launched after green revolution. Very good. Yes. Many students also don't know that Amul has a full form. Fine. Amul's full form is Anand Milk Union Limited. Amul itself is not a complete word. Okay, it's Anand Milk Union Limited. Amul stands for that. Fine. Then next we have the other important institutional reforms that were undertaken. Fine. The first institutional reforms that we have is the land development programs. Okay, the first one is your land development programs. Now these were launched in the 1980s. Fine. And here farmers were given crop insurance. Okay, farmers were given crop insurance against drought, if there is flood, fire, etc. Plus, there were also Grameen banks, cooperative societies, which provided them with loans at lower interest rate. Okay, these were certain land development programs that were undertaken. Fine. Then next one we have is the Kisan credit card. Now all of us have maybe seen, I suppose you all have seen a credit card which has been used by your father or by your mother. Yes or no? So in credit card, what happens? We swipe it in the time of shopping, and then what do? We need to pay back the money later. Maybe we have a 1 month period and then we need to repay it back. Yes or no? Yes. So, such a thing was also given to the farmers. It is known as the KCC or the Kisan Credit Card, where they had a limit, okay, of 50,000 rupees. Imagine they have a limit of 50,000 rupees so that they can purchase stuff required for farming. Fine. And the repayment is not like, they do not have a time fixed that okay, immediately you have to do or within a week or a month time. They can even repay the money after the crops are being harvested. And this initiative was undertaken by the government of India in collaboration of the RBI and the NAPARD. Okay, and some of the other facilities that we have seen, where your weather bulletins were given, then there were radio announcements, TV announcements that were made to the farmers about the weather. Then there was also a scheme known as PAIS or the Personal Accident Insurance Scheme. Fine, where they are given insurance against drowning, snake bite, etc. Okay, credit card, it's not exactly a loan. You cannot say it's a loan. Fine, it's a type of money, you can say. Fine, it's a type of money which through which you can purchase it and then give it later. Fine. Nabard full form, who will say? Let me see who knows the full form of Nabard. You all have never heard about Nabard? No one have heard. No one have heard about Nabat. This cannot happen. Come on, we have learned it in GK also. Is the agricultural board? Let me see who can say it. Let me see who knows it. This cannot happen that y'all have not learned it. Come on. I've given y'all two words for it. Come on. Okay. The next question is energy saved is energy produced. Okay. This is a hot question, we can say. Fine. Energy saved is energy produced. Justify the statement by giving some measures to conserve your energy resources. Okay. So we all know that resources are mainly classified into your renewable and non renewable resources. Yes or no? Renewable and non renewable resources. Now, renewable resources are which ones? Which can replenish themselves. Yes, and they do not get exhausted easily. For example, the solar energy, as we have already discussed. Yes, on the other hand, we also have the non renewable resources which takes millions of years to replenish. Yes, and they takes millions of years to replenish, plus they get exhausted after one use itself. For example, coal, oil, etc. Now imagine if the exploitation is more than replenishment, then what will happen? A time might come where there won't be any resources. Yes or no? Yes, that is why we have seen that there are different policy schemes which have been introduced. Yes or no? For example, we have the concept of sustainable development. Then we have also learned about the Agenda 21, etc. Yes or no? Yes? Fine. So, some of the measures to improve the conservation of resources that we have. Firstly, we should switch to public transport. Okay, we should switch to public transport. Yes, now if you're switching to public transport, that means what? We are not wasting. Now imagine there are so many people that we have to go to office. Yes or no? Now in one car, only one person is traveling. So better you conserve the oil, yes or no, and then switch to public transport, or you can also go into carpool. Very good, Chan. We can also use carpool option. Okay, carpool. Then we should always switch off the lights. We should switch off the fans when we are not using them. If we have seen that water is being dripping from certain taps, then of course we can close the taps. Yes or no? Then next we should try and use renewable resources. For example, putting up solar panels at our home. Yes. Then next we should try and always use power saving electrical appliances. You have seen, isn't it? Like those 5 star, 4 stars is there in huge appliances that we use. Yes. So we can use by looking at the particular product which is energy saving and consuming. Okay, then next we have lastly minimum use of high power consuming gadgets. For example, room heaters, air conditioner. Sometimes what we do, we are not in the room, still we switch on the AC and we leave it. If we are not in the room, we can we can switch it off. And the same thing happens with geyser also. Generally we switch on the geyser and then we forget to switch it off. We take bath also and then it remains on. What are we doing? We are wasting only. Yes or no? We are wasting the resources. Apart from that, very good, you all have given afforestation. We should plant more and more trees. Okay, planting trees is a very good habit. Actually, I would tell you all that if there is any special occasion, it's your birthday, parents anniversary, generally make a point that y'all can go and plant a tree, like plant a sapling. It is going to be helpful. If at least people are cutting down 5 trees, you are planting one tree, little bit difference it will make. Yes, if you see people who are littering the roads, tell them not to do it. Okay, fine. So we are done with today's session as well. So we are coming towards the end of the session. I hope this chapter was easy for you. Yes, please remember to download the important questions. The link is given below. I hope you all are taking the important questions. Yes or no? Yes, they are there. The link is also given in the link below. The description is given in the link below. Fine. So I shall meet you tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll meet at 6 p.m. only. This session is scheduled at 6 p.m. Only today there was a slight change of timings. Fine. So all of y'all take care of yourself. I shall meet you tomorrow. Study well. Okay. Bye bye. Take care. Enjoy your evening. Geothermal megahertz, it's like all the energy which is present, fine, okay, inside the earth, we know, isn't it? From there, geothermal energy is being produced. Fine? Okay. All of you study well. Bye bye. Take care. Enjoy your evening. Meet y'all tomorrow.